So the Indiana Fever social media, as you can see, happy birthday for Kelsey Mitchell. And you might be saying, what relevance is this? With this post, the Indiana Fever are basically as good as confirmed. She's back. We all knew it because realistically, the only person that can decide whether or not Kelsey Mitchell is a member of the Fever or not are the Fever, is Amber Cox. The Fever have the whole core situation. They can core. The reality is, like, if she wanted to leave, they would have got something for her and they would have gotten an all-star probably back for her. But, yeah, like, you've got Kelsey Mitchell, who is, again, like, an absolutely super player. But there's no reason for her to leave Indiana. There's no amount of money. Indiana are not going to offer that money to any other free agent. There's none available. And she's obviously, like, well, she's Kelsey Mitchell. So as you can see here from the post from Indiana themselves, this is what obviously they had. And yeah, so they were posting a happy birthday, which is a bit of a weird thing to do when you do not, like, play for the team, or when you're a free agent, or you know the person has a chance of leaving. She hasn't done a Satu and said, like, I can't wait to see my options and all this stuff. She hasn't done any of that. But at the same time, like, she did say she was a free agent, but nah, she's not going anywhere. Because if you guys did not see, Amber Cox, the GM for the Fever, happy birthday, Kels Hoops. Cheers to you and a special year ahead. Why would the GM, the one person that can... Look, I don't think she would. I don't think Amber Cox, the GM of the Fever, would do it. But she is the one person who can literally force Kelsey Mitchell to stay. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. She can force Kelsey Mitchell to stay. So, the way I'm looking at it, like, her tweeting that, there is no person that will be more accurate than this, than the only person that can... Kelsey Mitchell could literally say, I don't want to play for you. Amber Cox, she won't do it, but, like, she has the option to say, tough, you're staying. But, facts, next year she gets that ring. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great time overseas. Happy birthday. Can't wait to see you in Indy. So, yeah, like, she's going to be there, which is why the Fever need to build around those players. The Fever needs to build are now around those three players, which makes things interesting when it comes to free agents or just players in general. Like, if I was looking to build around those players, I would look to bring in Janelle Salone, because I don't think you can get Satu. Like, I don't think they have enough assets to get Satu, unfortunately. I just think when it comes to Satu Sabally, that she's going to cost too much. I don't think they have the assets. I think she's probably would rather be in New York, and New York have the exact same amount of assets to give and have the exact same salary cap. But every player in the WNBA obviously is a free agent in 2026. So you can also look at some players to trade for. And for me, because of the way their cap room situation is, and you're looking at a team that is going to look to go into the tankathon in the Washington Mystics, I would look to make a trade for... The number one player I would look to trade for is... I know it's taken Lexi Hull's position, but I think Ariel Atkins is the perfect guard. Because when Ariel Atkins is the, like, third option, fourth option on our team, she's one of the best third or fourth options in the entire WNBA. We saw this year maybe as a first option, not quite there. We saw she can have games where she can be. I think she's just a significant upgrade in Lexi Hull. And again, these are one-year rentals. So I wouldn't mind, like, Nalissa Smith. Like, you're not going to give up... To get Ariel Atkins because of her contract and just Washington going to a tankathon, you could give up Nalissa Smith and, like, a second. Like, you could get Nalissa Smith as a second and a second maybe for Ariel Atkins. Something along those lines. And then I would just look to maybe make a couple of like-for-like trades. So you've got, like, Damaris Dantas, who's on 100K. And she's just too slow-footed. She's just way, way too slow-footed, and you don't necessarily need Damaris Dantas. You need, like, Temi can be your backup center. You need, like, a true power forward, whereas Damaris Dantas is a slow-footed center. Maybe going and trading, like, Dantas straight up for Meg Gustafson. I think Vegas would make that trade for a 1-year deal. And then I'd start to look overseas. Because you've got to build around those three. With her almost, well, certainly staying. You got to build around those three. And maybe you can get like a star if you give up that at the 8th pick in the draft. Maybe again, if you are looking at a team that's like maybe struggling a bit, you can give up Katie Lou with that pick to go for trying to give a player that maybe could be good at that backup 4. Steph Dolson. Maybe it's something like you give up Nalissa Smith, Katie Lou Samuelson, and your 8th pick in the draft for Steph Dolson, who's be one of, in fairness, Steph Dolson is just almost a like for Dantas, to be fair. But she's just better. As a backup, I'd have her as the backup center, maybe. Because, to be fair, Dantas she's a lot taller than Dantas and shoots the ball a bit better. And Ariel Atkins, like something like that. Go to a tank commander team and make that type of trade. And then we just never know what's going to happen when it comes to the Valkyries. Like, the Valkyries could take Katie Lou Samuels in the expansion draft, and that frees up so much free agency room. So, yeah. It is an interesting one, but I do think that Kelsey Mitchell staying is an obvious one. We all kind of knew that there was definitely, like, they didn't want to offer it. I'd say probably she didn't want to get the extension. I'd say they didn't want to offer the extension. I'd say it was an interesting enough one there, and when she was like not sure, I think by the end of the season they were like, we want to keep you. They probably just wanted to see out the season before giving her anything for certain, and fair enough. We got 10 of the best games of her career, and we've got a coach that is almost certainly going to have Kelsey Mitchell playing at least to an equivalent of how she played last year. Maybe she's going to probably average as many points, hopefully. But yeah, I think it's at least going to be to an equivalent. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Do you guys think it's a guarantee that Kelsey Mitchell stays? Because I do. I think it is essentially a guarantee that Kelsey Mitchell is going to be a member of the Indiana Fever next year. I think there is a near 0% chance that she's not. Because, well, like, they can basically hold her hostage if they want. Let's be real. They're not going to have to, but they could if they want.